Hello everyone, welcome to another Star Wars The Old Republic video, and today we are talking about a new feature that is going to be added to SWTOR, and what it is a new way to open Cartel packs, so it's called the new pack opening experience. So we'll just go through quickly some information and some details about what's going on because they have some really nice animations, but my initial reaction to this is that guys, this is awesome. Okay, it's a great feature to be added for utility wise. It's going to free up a lot of cargo space. Obviously, there's going to be a lot of benefits associated with it, but on the other hand, it's also just going to simply visually enhance your experience of opening these packs, which I think is a great feature to be added. Because, for me, I don't spend money to open packs. You guys are gracious enough to use my referral link. I get lots of Cartel coins. I can do these pack openings. But for someone who actually pays 40 or whatever dollars they need to pay in order to open a pack, I think it's great that now they can have this experience, which will actually visually enhance your experience, and it won't be such a mundane pack opening. And so I think it's great that they're adding this for those players or for that player base that actually spends money on these packs. I think it's great that now they have the ability to open them in a much more dramatic and visually better way. Alright, so let's go into what the details are. So there are two components to this pack. On one hand you have the pack viewer, on the other hand you have the item stash. So let's look at the pack viewer first. So what they've said is the pack viewer serves two purposes, okay? So as I mentioned, it's got that utility feature where it's going to be a much simpler way to see what's in your packs. It's also going to free up a lot of cargo space. You don't have to search through your inventory for those packs. You're just going to all show up here. And then, as I mentioned, there's also the visual component of it where it's going to allow for a more visually enhanced pack opening experience. Okay, so inside the pack viewer, it's going to display all the packs. Now, the main thing to note from this is that the packs will stack. So if you open a Hypercrate, for example, then you can just click compact on your inventory and all those 30 packs will stack into one, because keep in mind, you're not opening those packs in your inventory. You're going to go to the pack viewer to open them. And so you can stack hundreds of these packs into just one pile, and so it'll only take up one cargo space, which is absolutely amazing. And for those of you who have been watching my previous pack opening videos, I have actually not been taking my items out of those packs in the interest of saving cargo space. So I literally have cargo base full of just individual packs sitting there that I've already opened, but I don't want to take the items out of them because that's going to be taking up way too much cargo space. Well, now this is going to help me out so much because I can just simply stack all of those, and so I can just have a stack of like 100 packs rather than having that take up 100 cargo spaces. So that's going to really help me out, and I'm sure it's going to be helping out a ton of other people as well, because they're probably running out of cargo space too. No one really wants to pay those many Cartel coins or credits just to free up cargo space, so I think it's awesome that BioWare is giving us this option to free up some cargo space. Okay, so that's kind of the main thing to notice here. Now, once you decide you want to open a pack, you can just click this open pack tab over here, and this is basically what you're going to see. Okay, so you can individually click each box to see which item you got, or as they're going to show here, one thing you can just do is click reveal all. Okay, so on one hand you have the more dramatic or what's going to come out way where you're just clicking each single one, and that obviously makes it a little bit more fun. That's probably what I'm going to do for my pack openings, but you also have then the efficient way where you can just click reveal all. So I think it's great that now with this new pack opening, BioWare is giving us a lot more options, kind of going to personalize the experience of how you want to open packs. On one hand you can take the efficient route, on the other hand you can take the more slow, I'm just going to enjoy this pack opening. Okay, so they've given us both those options. Now, when you open the pack, your items do not go into the inventory. They go into the item stash. So let's take a look at what the item stash is. Now, the main benefit of this is that when you take items out of packs, it is put into the item stash, which is legacy wide. Okay, so you can access your item stash from any character on your legacy, which basically means although these items are obviously going to have a bound timer, that does not affect whether you'll be able to send them across characters, which I think is a great time saver, because let's say you opened a pack on one character, you got like a really good item that you want to send to your main character. Well, now instead of having to wait 1 day and 15 hours, you can just simply send it to your character right away. The second main benefit of this is when it comes to the dark versus light force bound packs, okay? Because if you guys watched the last producer's live stream, they were saying that they were trying to come up with a fix for those event packs, because a major complaint from the player base was that when they open these packs on a new character they created for the event, they can't use those items on another character. Like for example, if they get the Cathar Honor Sword and they want to send that sword to their main character, they can't do so. Well, now with this new pack opener, they're going to be allowed to. So it's basically a fix for those dark versus light force bound packs, which is something that the player base has been asking for a lot. So I think it's great that they came out with this fix. So for example, let's say now you got the Cathar Honor Sword. Well, if you open the dark versus light force bound pack using this pack opener, the Cathar Honor Sword would enter your item stash, which is legacy wide accessible. So you could go to your main character on your legacy and then access that Cathar Honor Sword. So the one thing I want to make very clear in this video, just a quick announcement to all you guys, is that do not open any pack. Okay, so if you get a force-bound dark versus light event pack because you finish an achievement, do not open those packs, because this is not going to work retroactively. So if you open packs right now, those will not be put into the item stash afterward. So you have to wait until this feature is added into the game before you actually open the packs. So once again, to repeat, this does not work retroactively. So if you have opened a pack, you will not be able to put those items into the item stash. But if you've received the packs but you haven't opened them, you leave them in your inventory until the feature is added, then you can open those packs using the pack opener and then have access to those items across your legacy. So I wanted to quickly make that announcement, make it really clear so you guys know not to open those packs until the feature has been added. One other thing to quickly mention is when you retrieve your item from the item stash into your inventory, that's when the bound timer starts. So it's still going to be bound to you for 1 day and 15 hours, but that's after you claim it. So don't leave it into your item stash and think that the bind timer is running, because it is absolutely not. It is only going to be running when you actually take it into your inventory. Alright, now BioWare has summed up a nice list of things, which are just some extra features that are being added. So the item stash can hold up to 250 unique items. So similar items will stack. So for example, if you have 3 defined vented sabers, it will only take up 1 slot in your item stash, which is awesome because when you're opening up hypercrates, for example, you're going to be getting a lot of repeat items. So instead of those repeat items taking up your spots of those 250 items you can have in your item stash, now they're only going to take up 1 spot, which is obviously going to save up even more cargo space. Now, I doubt you're ever going to have 3 defined vented lightsabers come out of a hypercrate, or even like 10 hypercrates, so that was probably not the best example to use. Items in your stash can be sorted by name, quality, rarity, quantity, or new, so you can now have those similar filters and even more in your item stash. Okay, items in your stash can be filtered by type, such as armor and mount as well. So basically, these are just filters you can use to organize what items you're getting out of it. Now, if you have multiple of a unique item in your stash, you can claim one or the entire stack. So that's gonna be a really huge time saver, because if you have like 10 decorations, instead of having to take out 1 decoration at a time, you can take out 10 of them. If you claim the entire stack, the item will remain stacked in your character's inventory and will all share the same bind timer. For those of you who might not know, when you open a hypercrate and you get a decoration, for example, let's say you get the Zakul Knight, then you open a pack 10 packs later and you get the Zakul Knight again. You can't stack those 2 Zakul Knights because they have different bind times. Okay, one might be bound for 1 day and 14 hours, but the other, since you opened it 10 packs later, will be bound for 1 day, 14 hours, and like a few minutes difference between them both. And so they won't be able to stack with one another. So now after this, for example, you will now be able to stack them in your inventory. So they're obviously saving you a lot of cargo space. So finally they leave with, we feel that this new pack opening experience, along with the pack viewer and item stash, should create a new and improved Cartel market experience. Thank you for reading. Okay. So my initial thoughts on this is it's awesome, it's great. I think it's awesome that they're looking to the player base of Cartel pack openers, and they've given us not only a fix to the dark versus light force-bound packs, but they've given us a new and enhanced way to open Cartel packs, which I think is great. Okay, I honestly think this is amazing. I hope you guys are going to be really enjoying this feature. I know I definitely will, and I can't wait for my pack opening next Tuesday, where we can test out this new feature and see how it works in real time. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. I will see you in the next one.